Hello everyone, it might sound a bit amusing, but this is the story of a country with only one mosquito, or the mosquito-deprived land. The nation in question here is none other than Iceland. Did you know that Iceland is the only country in the world without mosquitoes? You'll be even more surprised when you visit this land with its extraordinary geological features, stunning glaciers, mesmerizing volcanoes. It is the first country where pirates were elected to the national legislative body, and countless other fascinating facts about this northern European country. Iceland is among the few countries that proudly declare themselves mosquito-free. However, visitors can catch a glimpse of the first mosquito, a rare sight indeed, at the National Museum of Natural History in Iceland. This mosquito was captured by a scientist on a flight back in the 1980s and is now preserved in alcohol at the museum. Truly a rare find, isn't it? Situated in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, bordering the Arctic Circle, Iceland boasts an exceptionally cold climate with numerous glaciers and ice-covered mountains. Covering an area of about 39,800 square miles, equivalent to 103,000 square kilometers, it is sparsely populated with only 380,000 people, ranking as the third least populous country globally. Positioned on the geologically active boundary between North America and Europe, Iceland is famous for its contrasts in climate, geography, and culture, earning it the title of the world's weirdest country. Iceland is considered the oldest continuous democracy in the world and was rated as a full-fledged democracy in 2021. The country follows a multi-party system encompassing left-wing, centrist, and right-wing ideologies. The three largest parties are the Independence Party, the Progressive Party, and the Green Left Movement. These three parties form a coalition government in the parliament, led by Prime Minister Katrin Jakobsdóttir, collectively holding 38 out of 63 seats in the Icelandic parliament. Opposition parties only control 25 seats in the parliament, including the Social Democratic Alliance, the People's Party, the Iceland Pirates Party, the Reform Party, and the Center Party. Among them, the Iceland Pirates Party holds 6 seats. Established on November 24, 2012 by Birgitta Jónsdóttir, the party's platform is based on pirate politics and direct democracy, symbolized by the letter P. Currently, around 11% of Iceland's territory is covered by glaciers. Among them, the three largest ice rivers are Vatnajökull River, covering 3,050 square miles, equivalent to 7,900 square kilometers. Langjökull River, spanning 368 square miles, equivalent to 953 square kilometers, and Hofsjökull River, with an expanse of 357 square miles, equivalent to 925 square kilometers. However, due to climate change, these glaciers are melting at a faster rate than they can recover in winter, contributing to rising sea levels. In 2017, Icelandic meteorological statistics indicated that out of 300 named glaciers in the country, 56 had completely disappeared. Each time a glacier disappears, the local community organizes a special funeral for it, commemorating the benefits the glacier provided to the people. Beyond water preservation, glaciers also create impressive wonders, including waterfalls, and notably crystal-clear ice caves. Vatnajökull, the largest glacier in Europe and the third largest in the world, conceals an equally impressive cave of the same name. This natural ice cave, with a depth of over 100 meters, is enveloped by undulating walls of ice waves. Vatnajökull is also an appealing tourist destination, leaving anyone who sets foot there in awe of its chilling and otherworldly beauty. Despite having numerous glaciers, Iceland stands out as one of the most geologically active places globally, situated on the mid-Atlantic ridge. It boasts a plethora of volcanoes, hot springs, and massive geothermal energy sources. Consequently, it has been chosen as a natural filming location for various blockbuster films like Thor 2 and Star Wars. With approximately 200 active volcanoes, Iceland not only provides abundant and cost-effective geothermal energy, but also fertile volcanic soil for agriculture. However, the local residents also have to adapt to volcanic eruptions, which can cause significant damage to the island. For instance, the eruption of Mount Laki in the years 1783 and 1784 is considered one of the most dreadful volcanic disasters in human history. It spewed lava and toxic gases for 8 months, directly resulting in the death of over 10,000 people, about a quarter of Iceland's population at that time. The Laki eruption and its consequences also triggered a global temperature drop, with 120 million tons of sulfur dioxide ejected into the northern hemisphere, causing crop failures in Europe and droughts in North Africa. The blend of the mild Atlantic air with the cold Arctic air also leads to sudden weather changes in this region. In winter, the southern lowlands of the island average around 0 degrees Celsius, while the northern regions can drop to approximately -10 degrees Celsius. The Central Highlands, on the other hand, can be extremely frigid, with the lowest recorded temperature being -38 degrees Celsius on January 22, 1918. Winter is the ideal time to witness the mesmerizing northern lights in Iceland, especially from November to March, as during this period, the nights are typically longer than the days. As summer arrives, Iceland experiences much milder temperatures, ranging from about 15 to 20 degrees Celsius on average. This is also the time of the midnight sun, where from mid to late June, the sun shines for approximately 20 to 24 hours each day. This phenomenon, known as the midnight sun, paints a breathtaking picture in the night sky with various colors like red, yellow, orange, pink, and purple. It's a source of pride for Icelanders, and they consider it a priceless gift from nature. On such bright nights, people of all ages stay awake until the morning, celebrating and organizing traditional folk festivals. According to local folklore, this night is one of the most magical in Iceland, where even cows may speak and seals transform into humans. The celebration takes a unique turn as people strip off their clothes and roll on dew-covered meadows, aiming to rid themselves of any ailments. Leading the world in renewable energy, Iceland stands as a testament to harnessing nature's power in a captivating dance of sustainability. Endowed with hundreds of volcanoes, glaciers, 600 hot springs, and 20 high-temperature geysers ranging from 150 to 250 degrees Celsius, 85% of Iceland's primary energy sources are now drawn from domestic renewable energy. Geothermal energy contributes 65%, hydropower 20%, and fossil fuels only 15%, primarily catering to transportation and the fishing fleet. The abundant use of hydro and geothermal energy has propelled Iceland to claim the title of the world's largest per capita electricity producer. By 2016, it had secured a spot in the top 10 greenest economies globally. Similar to Japan, Iceland also has very few fossil fuel resources. In the past, they used to import this type of fuel, to the extent that over half of the energy used for heating came from oil. Facing a dire oil crisis in 1973 triggered by the global oil shock, the Icelandic government shifted focus to harnessing local energy, investing in geothermal and hydropower. Financial support for geothermal exploration and a call for reduced diesel consumption marked a turning point, enhancing Iceland's energy independence. Despite its small size, Iceland boasts a flourishing economy. With a modest population, it ranks among the world's wealthiest nations, boasting a 2022 GDP of $27.7 billion and a per capita income of $73,000, consistently landing in the top 10 globally. In the early 21st century, Iceland emerged as a global model for the credit boom, as its banks significantly expanded overseas, attracting a substantial influx of foreign currency that propelled remarkable economic growth. However, the heavy reliance on the banking sector left their economy on the brink of collapse during the 2008 global financial crisis. Subsequently, thousands of people left the country, predominantly relocating to Norway. In the aftermath of this shock, Iceland began a vigorous effort to diversify its economy, prioritizing industries such as software development, biotechnology, manufacturing, and tourism. Agriculture comprising mainly potatoes, greenhouse vegetables, lamb, and dairy products constitutes only about 5.4% of the GDP. With abundant electricity, Iceland swiftly excelled in industrial production, notably aluminum refining, ranking 11th globally in 2019, with over 850,000 tons produced annually. Since 2010, tourism has emerged as a vital economic pillar, with 2.2 million international visitors in 2019, nearly 6 times the country's population. Iceland's journey is a tale of resilience, innovation, and sustainable development, where the harmony of nature and human ingenuity has created a prosperous and forward-looking nation. Iceland is the only NATO member without a military. Indeed, Iceland stands as the sole NATO nation lacking a standing army. Despite being one of its founding members, Icelanders have long taken pride in their country's tradition of favoring peace. The absence of a permanent military force in Iceland is attributed to various reasons, with the primary one being the nation's small population, making it impractical to establish a dedicated armed force due to the exorbitant costs involved. In 2011, Iceland earned the distinction of being the most peaceful country in the world. This accolade is attributed to the absence of armed forces, low crime rates, and high political and social stability. Additionally, Iceland holds a Guinness World Record for having the lowest per capita military spending globally. Paradise for women. For over a decade, Iceland has consistently topped the Global Gender Equality Index by the World Economic Forum, based on criteria such as health, education, economics, and politics. Icelandic women live in one of the most gender-equal environments on the planet. In 2018, a remarkable 88% of working-age women in the country were employed. 65% of university students were female, and 41% of the members of the parliament were women. Iceland became the first country to elect a female president in 1980. The nation has enacted numerous laws to protect women, such as being the first to ban strip clubs in 2009, asserting that women should never be commodified. After the shocking corruption and financial collapse in 2008, the government made efforts to increase the representation of women in powerful positions within companies. The law now mandates that a company's board of directors must consist of at least 40% women, and any company with 25 or more employees must implement a gender equality program. Additionally, Iceland allows fathers to take paid paternity leave, encouraging shared household responsibilities and childcare. The only place on Earth where you can swim between 2 tectonic plates. Silfra Fissure in Iceland is a unique underwater haven allowing you to freely dive between the North American and Eurasian continents. This colossal crack holds the purest water on the planet, crystal clear and pristine enough to drink directly, with visibility extending over 100 meters underwater. The reason for this exceptional purity lies in a centuries-long filtration process, the time it takes for water to reach Silfra through the mountainous fissures emerging from the Langjökull glacier. However, there is a drawback. The water here is incredibly cold, hovering around 35 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit, equivalent to 1 to 3 degrees Celsius throughout the year. American professional divers have measured Silfra's depth at 63 meters, but many are reluctant to risk their lives diving to such depths in this narrow, mountainous crevice. This location is one of the most geologically active places in the world, experiencing frequent seismic activity. Each year, earthquakes and volcanic movements cause the tectonic plates to shift more than 2 centimeters. Despite the challenges, Silfra attracts thousands of tourists and ocean enthusiasts from around the globe who come to experience the thrill of diving between 2 continents. The nation that once prohibited its citizens from drinking beer for 74 years. In a referendum in 1908, the people of Iceland voted in favor of a ban on all alcoholic beverages, citing health concerns and a rise in alcoholism among men. The government subsequently passed and enforced the ban starting January 1, 1915, but in 1921 it was partially lifted due to trade disputes with Spain and Portugal. These countries threatened to stop importing Iceland's coveted salted cod if the nation did not import their wine. In the years that followed, Icelanders increasingly recognized the need for alcohol as an emotional outlet, leading to 57.7% of voters approving the repeal of the ban in a 1933 referendum. However, beers containing more than 2.25% alcohol by volume remained prohibited in Iceland. It wasn't until March 1st, 1989 that all restrictions on the consumption of alcoholic beverages in Iceland were completely lifted. Immediately, bars were filled with people celebrating their newfound freedom to enjoy beer. Since then, March 1st has been celebrated annually as Beer Day in Iceland, attracting thousands of participants. And those are the fascinating facts about Iceland. Goodbye and see you in the next video.